And we're mountain biking today and tomorrow. We're out here in the Okoe Whitewater Rafting Olympic Training Center I'm doing the Cohutta 100 and Trey's gonna do the Big Frog.
They should call it the Little Frog because it's smaller than the big one.
I guess if you're watching this, race promoters, you should change the name of your race. But yeah, Trey's never done a mountain bike race like this before. I've done this race this will be the 4th time I've been here to do this race. So I'm excited to show him what's it like to do a 5-hour mountain bike race. So we just rode the first single track, but that's like the scariest downhill of the race probably. Yeah.
I'm kind of scared.
Do you want to ride it? 100% because it goes back to the road. Like,
how many miles is that?
Probably a quarter mile, half mile.
Let's do it. We do mountain biking on the road.
Sometimes in mountain bike races you have to ride on the road. So that whole single track section clearly was made a lot easier. There was no drop or anything anymore, so somebody went through and definitely like did some work there. Feel kind of anticlimactic, but I'm glad I know about it. And I've seen so many people crash here. What mile are we at?
12.
Yeah, so mile 12, and we're literally just like in a river, and it's actually not bad right now, but I've seen people like roll off of one of these rocks straight into like deep water, like right there, and just totally fall in.
Or fall into one of those hard edges, and that would ruin your day.
Do you feel safer now that you know about this?
Yeah, so get off and run.
Yeah, or just risk it and die.
Risk it to save 10 seconds.
12 miles into an endurance race, just risk it all. What are we doing? So we're coming to you live from the Quality Inn, and this is what Trey is doing. What is that?
It's the good stuff. Mixing up don't show them the secrets to winning races. No.
Trey's shifters were gonna die, so we had to go to
It was an emergency
dollar store.
We got to make it through the race. So
What?
we're going
You spilled.
Scratch super high carb drink mix tomorrow. 7 scoops in the bottle, and I put 10 in here. This is like 2 bottles.
Are you gonna try the secret sauce? Should I tell people about the secret?
Tell people about the secret sauce.
Yeah.
Don't get your toes in the video though.
Yeah, you have to pay for that. So Trey, this is something that I've been using. I know it's like kind of controversial, but every time I use this, I have an amazing race. Don't people think this is like a scam?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, it's not. It works. I don't even sell this. Maybe we should sell this.
We probably could.
I'll film the mixing of this tomorrow so you can see, but the bicarb system, again, I've used this 6-7 times now. Trey will be using it for the first time tomorrow.
Yeah, that's smart.
Smart.
Dude, try stuff on race day, always.
It worked for me. I just did it one race, a Pisgah 111 last year. I tried this for the first time and absolutely had an amazing day.
So we're going to see what happens.
That bicarb stuff kind of makes me feel like numb for like 2 hours almost. It's like you run for like 2 hours and then you start your normal race then, and then the fatigue starts like 2 hours later than it would have normally, is the way that it makes me feel specifically. I think that some people don't have great experiences with bicarb, but I kind of have like an indestructible stomach when it comes to cycling nutrition. So like, yeah, like I can eat like unlimited gels at Ozark Gravel Doom. I didn't talk about this in the Ozark video, which was my fault, but I ate like 36 Beta Fuel gels, so yeah, we got I had to pay overnight shipping for this because I was forgetting, but I got tons of these. These have 40 grams per gel. So like I'll probably eat 12 to 15 of these tomorrow, or I don't know, whatever I can fit on the bike really.
You ready to see what's in the goodie bag?
Biggest part of...
They told me I didn't get the shirt because I didn't sign up fast enough.
You should have.
That's number. That's not working.
What number did you get?
I don't know. Okay, maybe it is important.
Did you fold it?
The number?
Yeah.
That's what they told me to do.
285.
That's a big number.
Big number.
Okay, number, water bottle, specularized. That's a nice drinking cup.
You used to have to finish the race to get a mug.
This is lame.
And
They
I'm
just give it
pissed.
to you
I'm
before
pissed.
you finish.
So I remember the first time I did this race, I was like just trying to finish. Like I wasn't good, and I was like, man, it'd be so cool to get a mug and finish the race. And they just handed them to us.
That is so lame.
I wish.
What race do you get your award before you? In socks?
Trying to. Sockeye.
Socks?
Well, what does it say? Oh, it says the.
Cohutta, probably. Oh,
Right.
Big Frog 65.
Yeah.
Then we got, what are these? Enduro Lit.
Lit.
You want to get Enduro Lit?
What does
and
this
then we
do?
got, I don't know, it lits you up.
Oh, these are
Fully
pills.
charged.
Those are
free exercise igniter. You're gonna go crazy on that stuff.
tart cherry.
I don't know about that.
Chase hates cherries. What is this? Oh yeah, that's
Mini
where I get all of
squirts are
those.
so cool.
I get all of my mini squirts from the NUE races.
I am filming right now. But I feel like I shouldn't be. Trey, why are you here? Tell me why you're here.
Because Jesse made me go mountain biking, and I crashed somewhere between 5 and 10 times, and I don't want to do it anymore.
So hey everybody, this year is a very exciting year for me because I signed up for 4 of the NUE races, and I've always wanted to do like enough races to qualify for the series points, and it's never happened. I've only ever been able to make it to 3. You used to have to do 4 to qualify for the overall, and they're all over the country, and so it's really hard to like make that happen. Now this year you only have to do 3 of them, and I signed up for 4, so I have 4 chances to put up my best points. I'm in a series. I'm doing the points series, and I'm excited about it because I do really love all the NUE races that I've been to. The main twist that happened is after how well Ozark Gravel Doom went, I impulsively decided one night to just do the 100 miles. So this video is about the Cohutta 100. We just got back like 2 or 3 days ago.
And Big Frog 65.
Well, and I made Trey go.
For Trey.
I had to do the Little Frog 65 mile race.
And that was Trey's first marathon mountain bike experience. I think it's really interesting to talk about because it's kind of a wild thing to do.
So since Jesse has done this race before, like 3 times, 2 or 3 times?
I've now done it. Well, I've done the 65 twice, and now I've done the 100 twice.
Yeah, before the race, I rung up Jesse and I was like, yo, I have these Thunderbird tires. Should I put them on for this race that you're making me do? And he's like, yeah, those are great tires. So I put them on, and the race starts up this hill. It's like a 10-minute climb on the road, and then you hop into some single track for like 40 or 50 minutes. And it was sunny out and beautiful, and I was ripping. I think I got like the fastest time that day on the single track.
Your Strava segments were really good.
Yeah, I was killing it. And then 1 hour into the race, it started raining. And I went from being so fast to like turtle speed. And it just went downhill from there. So slippery tires did not work out on the day.
It would have though.
It would have
been
if it stayed dry.
So not mud friendly.
Yeah, and
and they didn't flat.
if you look at our bikes, there was so much mud to be had. We were covered in mud head to toe. So that was like -1 was slippery tires. And because of the slippery tires, I crashed so many times. And one of them was like at 20 miles an hour on this downhill, and Jesse crashed in the exact same spot, so we can talk about this. There was a big, giant puddle.
It was right after the first aid station.
Right after the first aid station, and both Jesse and I, not together, we both did the same thing and tried to go around it, but the edge of the puddle was angled like this, so when you try to go around it, your tire slides in like that, and it just sends you flying. So I went flying.
I fell down the cliff.
Jesse went flying down the cliff. I didn't do that, but it broke my Garmin mount, is like shattered.
Yeah, that's donezo.
Yeah, so I was like crawling around in the leaves like a kid in the sandbox trying to find my Garmin.
Why do you have a tether?
That would be a smart thing to do.
I don't have a tether right now, but
I have
New
a tether.
mountain biking, that's
Yeah.
why. So I had to put my Garmin in my back pocket. So then I no longer had heart rate, directions, or most importantly, the hill climb feature, because this race has a lot of 800-foot climbs.
I-
They're huge.
I climbed 13, almost 14,000 feet in the 100-mile race, and you should have been right around like
I was like 8.
And where were you guys? I don't think you guys ever mentioned where this race is.
No, yeah. So it's at the Ocoee Whitewater Rafting Center out in like southeastern Tennessee. It's right on the border.
Ducktown, Tennessee.
Yeah, we ate Chipotle there. The 65 race is an out and back, and the 100-mile actually goes south and rides like half of the races is in Georgia, so it's right on the border.
Speaking of not knowing where I was going because my Garmin was in my back pocket, I also didn't know where I was going because it was so wet and foggy and rainy that at first I had my glasses on, then they started getting covered with mud and fogging up because it was foggy. So I put them in my helmet, but then all the water is just going in your eyes the entire time, and you're trying to go fast with like your eyes half open. So then I wasn't looking, and then would hit a root and just kept crashing over and over and over again. So I went from going like really fast in the first hour to really slow the next 4 hours and 19 minutes or something like that, and I finished 11th in my first mountain bike race. My good friend Sid decided to not like work. If you can see my like little ring, it didn't go up all the way like Sid's supposed to do.
Trey has so many suspension problems.
So I don't know what's going on with the fork, but we'll give it a service and see if it'll start working again.
The rear looks
But-
good too. It's got all the mud on it.
No, the rear worked like it was supposed to. It's a lot of mud in the rear.
You should flip that upside down so that it is clean on the top.
Then I can't reach my lockout. We're waiting on flight attendant.
How was the
You should
rest
have
of
just
the
gotten
bike?
a new pivot like I did.
A whole new
I
bike.
just got a whole new
That's
bike
good.
to get flight attendant.
I've always been concerned about one bottle on this bike, and how did that go? I know we talked about having drop bag, maybe.
That's my normal life.
Yeah, but like for
So we talked about doing a drop bag with a second camelback, but we realized we would have to stay after the race until 9 o'clock to get the bag that I dropped back. So we were like, okay, we're not doing that. So I started with a bottle and a camelback and made it to like, I don't know, mile 37, I think. And I just filled up another bottle and I still had stuff in my camelback. And then stopped again at mile 50 something to fill up this bottle again.
which would have
But
been the same aid station twice, right?
I think it was the same
It's
aid
it's
station
right before
twice.
the out and back
Yeah.
lollipop loop.
Yeah, and to be honest, taking a bottle out and filling it up isn't any slower than crashing 100 times. So just like stop and fill up your bottles. It's not a big deal. But I do wish I had 2 bottles. I think I could have only stopped once, but I don't know how much of a difference that really would have made. It was fine having 1 bottle. Now, I don't know if I was doing a 100-mile race, would I want more?
It gets weird with the 100-mile race because the supply pickups are further apart. So like you just have to stretch further. Like usually for the first half of the race, they're about 20 or so miles apart from each other, maybe a little bit longer or shorter depending. The only reason the end of this race has so many aid stations in a row is because the short race exists. So you kind of get the benefit of hitting these extra aid stations because they're already there servicing the shorter route. Because the finish lines are the same from that last aid station, Trey, like same exact finish to the end. The drop bags were interesting because I think that it would have been slower to dig through all the crap on the ground to find
Did
it.
you see it laid out though?
They do a good job,
So,
yeah.
so they laid all the drop bags out on the floor, and if you had a camelback, they wouldn't require you to put it in a bag. And my second bag was a neon pink U-Sweet pack, so I could have. They would have set that out, and I think I could have grabbed it in like 5 seconds.
All right.
Just because I would have seen it so quickly
How would you have told them which one was yours going back?
when we got back home.
No, I meant like, don't you have to like bag it up, or do they just
No.
throw it in a
I think
pile?
they just pile them.
I've never done a drop bag before, and I don't really have an interest in it. When Trey told me he was thinking about doing it, I was like, really? If you've ever used drop bags, let us know what your experience is and if we are idiots for not doing it.
I feel like it's the Cat 5 of mountain biking thing to use drop bags.
Whenever you told me, I was like,
I was scared of this race.
See, I refuse to use drop bags just because I don't trust people. Like, what if they lose my bag and then I'm just
Yeah.
Did you want a lockout on this bike?
I never once felt like I needed to lock out anything on this bike. I think going up the road climb, I put the fork in pedal mode or whatever.
Which ultimately broke the fork.
Probably stayed in pedal mode the entire race. I don't know. It didn't. It felt stiff the whole race. My hands hurt. My back hurt. Wasn't fun because Sid didn't want to work. But the rear shock and the way that the pivot is set up, you never need to lock it out. It's so good. You can stand up and sprint on a climb, and it's just perfect.
Well, it's giving you the traction that you want, and also not like wasting your energy. I think it's a good design.
Yeah.
The water bottle just scares me, but ultimately Trey persevered.
I wanted to quit so early into this race, but I was like, I'm just gonna keep on pedaling.
Are you excited for the next one?
What? There's more.
There's more.
If I do another one, I will put on grippier tires regardless of the conditions. So if you're in the market for some Thunderbirds, call me. I have a set that you can buy.
I'm kind of
right here.
Go have Bubs wash them.
Yeah, we'll wash them first a little bit.
So Cohutta 100, my race went really, really well.
Do you think it's because of your tires? You set me up for failure.
I told you what tires I was gonna run. I've been a big fan of Schwab this year. These are excellent tires. I was a little nervous running the like super race version, but now I'm convinced that they're fine. I've done enough races on the Schwab tires where I was worried that they were gonna rip, and they haven't ripped, so I'm just assuming it's never gonna happen at this point. If you are interested in buying some Schwab tires, let us know. Actually, don't let us know, just order them and we'll ship them directly to your house. Check it out, bicyclestation.com right now. The Bicycle Station Collective, we're gonna open it back up here within the next
2 weeks.
2 weeks, and you can get some sick discounts. We do 15% off bikes and 20% off parts and or everything else basically.
You'll just get a code.
And you'll get a discount code that you can use on our website. So definitely keep an eye out for the collective.
If you don't join the collective, you don't get
To be fair, it's probably already up. By the time this video comes out, it's probably up right now. So
sign up for discounts.
You could wear the kits that you see us racing in this video. Yeah, matches my bike too for some reason.
Green and blue.
Specialized custom painted this bike to match the collective kit. Anyway, let's talk about NUE races. I've been doing the NUE races for a while, right, Chase?
Yeah, like 6 years, 5 years.
Well, my first one was Big Frog 65, so I thought it was a good first one for Trey to experience.
That was my first one too.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So going into it, I was very much like, I knew what I was doing, so like that wasn't the worry. It was more about like how I wanted to perform in the race. And how did the biocarb go for you?
I honestly don't know if I could tell a difference, but the first climb I thought was so easy, and when we got to like the top, when it was time to give it like full gas and try to get to the single track first, I had infinite power. Like I was able to just go to the front, which I was kind of expecting anyways, because I felt like my fitness was above others. So that happened, and then in the whole first single track section, I felt like I was like cruise control, not working hard at all, like just absolutely chilling and that was close to an hour. And then I looked at my like files after, and my heart rate was like way higher than I would have guessed. I would have said it was at like 130, and it was like 170. So I don't know if that's the bicarb stuff or not, but I felt really good the whole race.
It always makes me feel like invincible for like 2 hours, and then I feel like after the 2 hours is up, my normal race starts. So it basically gives you a free 2 hours of like numbness. Yeah, I've been a big fan of using that stuff, and I'm glad you didn't throw up.
It was hard to put down.
Yeah. Cohutta 100. One thing that I want to give some context here, I've been, since I quit drinking, I've just continued to have better and better race results. Like, who would have figured that, right? That would have known. Like, yeah. But the reason I bring that up is that, interestingly enough, I did not really have a good idea of where I belong in this race. What I mean by that is I just came off of that Ozark Gravel Doom experience, and I had such a great race there, and that was the reason it spurred me from switching to, like, I was gonna enter all the marathon, the 100K races for this season, but then I switched to the 100-mile races after Ozark Doom. And so at the starting line, like, I kind of know some people, but I don't know where I belong, and I don't know where my ceiling is at this point in time. I started the race out just kind of chilling in the front pack. There were 6 of us, 6 or 7 of us. There were 6 of us, and I was all the way through the first single track back towards the first water crossing in the suspension bridge. Basically rode in 4th to 6th place for the first half of the event, to be completely honest with you. I was in 4th place for a while, and then I got slowly guys would start catching me on the gravel. The second half of the race, I definitely didn't have as much energy as I needed to hold on to what would have been 4th place or 5th place. So I'm almost to mile 60. I don't know, I'm definitely in the top 10 right now, but I don't know my exact placing. I'm climbing the biggest hill of the entire race right now. I'm trying to keep it at 250 watts up every climb. Got a little hairy earlier, it was raining, so I didn't get very many clips, so my bad, but hopefully I can get this finished. I'm still kind of hoping I can get under 8 hours, but I don't know, we'll see. I'm definitely not getting faster. Resulted in me getting 6th place, which isn't 6th overall, it was 6th in open, which is what is important because I'm going for the open NUE series. The masters and single speed category, I don't care if they beat me, it's only ego driven if I'm racing somebody in the masters, so I don't even know what I got overall, to be honest with you. But the rule of thumb at NUE races, if you are racing a single speed guy and you're on a geared bike, ignore them. Be friends with them, but if they start going up a hill, don't even worry about them at all. Just ignore them completely, because it will screw up your pacing. If you try to climb a hill at the same pace as a single speed guy is, you will ruin your day immediately. Some people don't realize that they can't go any slower, and if you speed up to match their pace, it's just gonna ruin you. So shout out to my friend who was yo-yoing back and forth with me all day long. He ultimately beat me, single speed guy, but he did Ozark Gravel Doom and he recognized me from that. So anyway, the second half of the race had some crazy fog. The only really part of this race where you get to relax is there's about a 10-mile downhill, and I'm not even kidding, it's basically a 10-mile downhill. There's some little small climbs in it, but you climb the biggest mountain, there's an aid station, and then you descend. Fog was this far from my face, and I'm trying to descend the fastest part of the day, but you can't see anything. You can't see cars coming at you. There was still tons of Jeeps, and
there were so many off-road boys out there.
Yeah,
on
overlanding boys
on a gravel road that there was also Toyota Corollas on, so they weren't as cool as they thought they were.
I'm going through this fog, and all of a sudden a freaking Jeep's coming at me, and so had to slow down a lot there. I just was I don't want to risk dying in this fog for an extra mile per hour faster. And kudos to the guys because I'm pretty sure all the people I was racing past me in that spot. I just was a scaredy cat, which is okay. But sad thing is I still have not broken my NUE podium curse. It's officially a curse. I've never been on a podium at an NUE race. This is the 3rd time I've finished 6th place at an NUE race, and really hoping I can get on the podium someday. It's a 5 deep podium. It shouldn't be impossible to
You just gotta try harder.
I was about 6 or 7, 8 minutes off of 5th place, which is in a 100-mile race, is a lot, but it's not a lot at the same time,
It's not a lot.
Yeah, it's an 8-hour race.
I learned that 30 minutes in those races is not a lot.
No, it's not a lot. You can
If I had your tires on, I think it would have been a 10 to 15 minute difference. legitimately.
Honestly, I think that was like, I don't know, I'm a big believer in that your bike is a really important part of the equation, especially in marathon mountain bike races. Cohutta is always an interesting one because a lot of it is gravel roads. Personally, I went with the Racing Ray, Racing Ralph combo, and I thought I was actually going to be too slow, but I was concerned with puncturing a Burt in a 100-mile race. If I was doing the 65-mile race, I probably would have done the same thing Trey did. There was actually a moment whenever it started raining on me, because the Cohutta 100 starts an hour before the Big Frog, so I was out on the course, and all I could think about is like, how is Trey doing? I literally was like, oh, Trey, this is gonna get hard here, because I had already crashed a couple times. I crashed a lot.
Things were not going well,
Yeah,
to answer
so
your question.
My slippery boys were a little bit less slippery than Trey, but not.
There's so much more knobbage
Yeah.
than my Burts.
I crashed with those tires. You were having a rough time out there. Yeah, this is the best. This is the best race bike I've ever had. I mean, obviously.
It's not that obvious.
Yeah, it's not. Tires were amazing. I had awesome traction and very comfortable tire, very supple tire. Definitely a big fan of these so far. We used the Wahoo, which was sick. I might do a whole video on Wahoo Roam at this point because there's some weird things about this that I want to talk about. But I also want to just say, like, crushed it again, 2 races in a row, crushing it. This is my crusty bag, my Oveja bag, and all I put in here was food. What do I have
Just
left?
gels.
Gels.
Oh, you got the
Ooh.
race gels. They gave us peanut butter hammer gels.
This is literally just peanut butter in a hammer gel package.
No, it's not peanut butter. It just tastes like it.
It's not peanut butter?
No, it's just gel.
I thought it was peanut butter.
No, maltodextrin. There is peanut butter in it. I always
it's-
hated on hammer gels,
Yeah.
but these are actually so good.
So this has 100 calories in it.
It's a lot.
That's a lot.
It's straight peanut butter.
Whenever I went to the aid station to get more gels, because I ate all my beta fuels, I was like, I looked at this and I was like, I am screwed, because like I was like, that's all we got is peanut butter. It's like the last thing that my mind wanted. Like I was like dehydrated. It was like sunny. I was on the top of a mountain. Like I had just peaked the tallest point of the race. Peanut butter. But then I ate like a bunch of these, and oh my god, it churned the whole race. Like this saved me. And I later realized that it was because it has 100 calories in it.
Who would have thought eating makes you faster?
I would purchase these. We might bring.
I
these-
would too.
We might bring these in for stock. We just opened up a hammer gel account. How much damage do you think I did to my paint job?
There's no more paint left. That was like a sandpaper bag on your frame.
That was there before. It's not too bad.
It looks like there might be some spots.
There's like definitely some scratches.
Yeah, there's some scratches. It'll be okay though. Was this a durability test for the people? She durable.
Well, I'm gonna use this bike. Like, this is my bike for like at least 3 years.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna put a bag on it every time I need to put the bag there, so like it's gonna get a scratch on it.
It'll get a lot of scratches on
Maybe I'll
it.
put a sticker.
Ooh, yeah.
The grips, I think, are not. It's not because Tinker made a bad grip, but I think my hands hurt a little
don't
bit
know if-
more than they should have because my grips are worn out.
These are like favorite grips, aren't they?
the dreadlock,
Still?
Tinker dreadlock.
Yeah.
Guess how many bikes these have been on?
That exact pair?
Yeah.
Probably 4.
I think 5 or 6.
Yeah.
I've had them for like 2 years, so 2 or 3 years now.
They last so long.
My hands hurt a little bit, but extremely comfortable setup here. I have the Power Mirror saddle, which
You still liking it?
still liking it. Yeah,
Good.
I think this is my saddle nowadays. I think it's weird, like whenever you hop on it, you're like, this is the worst thing ever. But whenever you ride it for prolonged periods of time, it like the foam like breaks in and it gets to be super comfortable. I'm gonna make a whole video about this because I have a lot to say, but definitely if you have $450 that you don't care about and you want to try a new saddle, it might be worth trying. I also want to make a full video about flight attendants. Stay tuned for that. That one's coming up really soon. Excellent racing suspension. If you are doing XC
are XC marathon races and you can afford to buy a flight attendant, it is a must in my head. It is so efficient. It rarely ever makes a mistake. I never had to worry about it. All I had to do was ride my bike. It locked out whenever it was supposed to. I definitely had the most efficient bike out there because there was one other person with this bike out there, so wasn't the only one with flight attendant at Cohutta this year, but it's definitely like, I'm gonna make a whole in-depth video about it. If you're wondering though, like if you're on the fence, don't be like, you will need this if you want to be competitive in the future. I think it's that important. I actually kind of think I need to turn the override button into open instead of lock. The suspension is better at locking than it is at unlocking, so if I know I'm just going to be blasting down a hill and I want my suspension, I just need to be able to click a button to override it. So that's been something I've been trying to figure out. I also utilize the in-frame storage on this go around. I was a huge fan of this for this race because just not having to carry this stuff on my back.
It's really in there.
Well, this is a problem. How did...
What happened?
What did I put in here?
Too much, apparently. Contacts.
Essential to have on the bike. There we go. Okay, got the bag out. Anyway, this bag was super clutch. I think what I'm gonna do is just leave this packed up the way it is. And then, like, cause I hate riding with this stuff. Like normally I would just never ride with this stuff. But like having this like kind of ready to go for race day, like perfect, cause it's all organized in the bag. I don't have to think about it. And also I've realized how important it is to keep this stuff separated from the food. I don't want any of this to be in the food zone, because if I need food, you know, that's all you really want to be thinking about is like grabbing that gel. I always run a 38 tooth chainring.
Strong.
So yeah, thank you to Trey for coming out. We got Mohican, one state away in Ohio. I'm very familiar with this, with the Mohican trail system, because I went to Denison University, which is about 40 minutes away from the trail. I used to go ride it in college. Comment down below. If enough people comment, Trey has to do the race.
We need more than like a comment.
One comment, single comment.
I need like 10 people that say Trey should do Mohican.
Mohican's harder.
Yeah, but I'm gonna come with grippy tires and people better watch out.
That's the thing I love about endurance mountain bike racing is like you just learn so much every time and you get so much better. It's definitely a fitness game, but there's also this other side of it. Like I'm just gonna flat out say this. Like I know I didn't win the race, but like my bike setup and how dialed it was helped me perform and beat guys who were more fit than me. I mean, that is the truth.
Do you think I'll have flight attendant by Mohican?
No.
Dang it. It needs to come faster.
SRAM wants to wait till July. I don't think they realize how many people would want it. But yeah, if you're going to be on the Mohican, definitely come say hi. A lot of people said hi to me and Trey at Cohutta Big Frog, and we really appreciate it, all the support.
Yeah. Hello to all my new friends that I made. Mountain bike friends, not roadies.
Parker was there.
Yeah, Parker.
Parker's
What's up?
Cool. What's up, Parker? But yeah, hopefully you guys like these videos, and we're doing our best to get some footage of the races. It's not the easiest thing. I was trying to film more of my race, but it was raining, so I couldn't. I just didn't bother. Trey's GoPro footage hopefully is good. We haven't looked at it yet.
There's a little bit of GoPro footage, but I need to learn how to use it better. And for all the people that keep complaining about not being able to hear us, we're working on getting mics. So settle down.
Settle down. We don't have mics today, but we'll have mics maybe in 6 months.
Let's shoot for a month. We'll get mics, and then we'll have to watch somebody on YouTube to learn how to use them.
So yeah, Mohican, we'll see y'all there. And if you guys peer pressure Trey enough, he'll have to do it.
Dang it! I'm gonna wear my knee pads.